Surreal Greece. A journey through the wonders and secrets of the land of the gods. Have you ever imagined a place where the past not only lives but intertwines with the present in an almost magical way? A place where ancient myths walk side by side with modern life, and where surreal landscapes seem to come straight from your wildest dreams. This place exists, and it's Greece, the cradle of civilization, philosophy, and democracy. But behind the Greece that everyone knows, there is another side, a mystical and surprising one that few truly explore. Get ready to experience Greece in a completely different way. We're about to dive into the secrets of a land where time and space bend, and reality merges with myth. Crete, a country many know from postcard-perfect islands and ancient temples, is a place that defies imagination. The ruins of ancient cities still stand against the sky, silent witnesses to a glorious past that shaped the course of history. But what makes this place so unique is not just the history. It's the indescribable feeling of being in a world where the real and the imaginary meet. In this video, we're going far beyond the tourist guides. We're going to explore surreal Greece where nature, history, and mythology fuse in breathtaking landscapes. Today, you will discover a Greece that isn't on the usual travel itineraries. We will explore the islands, ancient cities, hidden caves, and sacred mountains that hold ancient secrets. You will see why this place was considered by many as the spiritual center of the ancient world. Join us on this journey through surreal Greece. But what makes Greece so special? Is it just its ancient history? Or is there something deeper and more mysterious that draws millions of people here every year? From the crystal-clear waters of its islands to the mountains where mythical gods once reigned, Greece has an energy that's hard to explain. There are many secrets behind every stone, every ruin, and every breathtaking view. Let's dive into this quest to understand what makes Greece transcend the ordinary and reach the extraordinary. Ready for this adventure? Our journey begins where it should, on the famous Greek islands. Santorini is perhaps the most iconic, with its dramatic cliffs and whitewashed houses with blue domes that seem to float above the sea. But Santorini is much more than just a spectacular setting. This island is the remnant of one of the greatest volcanic eruptions in history, an event so powerful that many believe it gave birth to the myth of Atlantis. Around 3,600 years ago, the Minoan civilization that inhabited the island was wiped out by the eruption, and the resulting tsunami devastated much of the Mediterranean. Santorini's submerged caldera, now covered by deep blue waters, hides the mysteries of this ancient catastrophe. Walking through the streets of Fira and Oia, with their panoramic views of the Aegean Sea, it's easy to understand why Santorini is considered one of the most romantic destinations in the world. But there's also a strange and fascinating feeling that you're walking on land that was once the site of one of the greatest natural disasters in history. The contrast between the deep blue sea and the pure white houses is almost surreal, like a painting brought to life. From Santorini, we traveled to Mykonos, an island famous for its parties and glamorous beaches. Yet Mykonos also has a hidden and historical side. The narrow white stone streets of its main town were built in a labyrinthine pattern to confuse pirate invaders in the past. And legend says that Mykonos was where Hercules defeated the giants that threatened the gods of Olympus. As you walk through the narrow streets with blindingly white walls reflecting the sunlight, it's easy to get lost, both physically and in time. The island has a charm that blends the modern and the ancient in a way that feels almost magical. We cannot forget Crete, the largest of the Greek islands and the cradle of one of Europe's most ancient civilizations, the Minoan civilization. Here, at the Palace of Knossos, we find the home of the legendary labyrinth of the Minotaur, where the hero Theseus defeated the fearsome creature. palace itself, with its red columns and ancient frescoes, still seems to echo with the presence of the civilization that flourished here over 3,000 years ago. Walking through the ruins of Knossos feels like walking through history itself. And around Crete, nature seems to compete for equal splendor. Beaches with pink sand, like Elefsinici, and towering mountains that hide sacred caves. No journey through Greece would be complete without a visit to its capital, Athens. But Athens is not just a modern city built on the ruins of antiquity. It's a place where the spirit of ancient Greece seems to live on in every corner. The Parthenon, with its monumental Doric columns, is the ultimate symbol of classical Greece, built in honor of the goddess Athena. But many don't know that beneath the streets of Athens lie layers upon layers of buried history. Excavations for the subway uncovered an entire ancient city, with tunnels, tombs, and artifacts dating back thousands of years. It's as if the past is always trying to make itself heard, even as modernity advances. Walking through the ancient agora is like stepping back in time to the era of Socrates, where philosophers debated profound questions about life, ethics, and politics. The agora was the social, political, and commercial heart of ancient Athens. And today, you can still see the foundations of the buildings that once formed the center of this ancient world. Modern-day Athens, with its bustling cafes and shops, sharply contrasts with these ruins, creating a fascinating juxtaposition between the old and the new. But Athens also has its mysteries. Beneath the Acropolis, there are caves dedicated to the worship of underworld deities like Hades and Persephone. The energy in these places is palpable, and many believe they are still sites of great spiritual power. Athens is a city where the sacred and the profane meet, where the past is never really far away. Leaving the cities and islands behind, we reach one of Greece's most surreal places, Meteora. Located in the heart of mainland Greece, Meteora is known for its monasteries built atop gigantic stone pillars, suspended between heaven and earth. These monasteries, some of which date back to the 14th century, were created by monks seeking complete isolation from the world to connect with the divine. The landscape here is so impressive, it seems to defy the laws of physics. How were these buildings constructed in such inaccessible locations? In the past, monks used ropes and baskets to ascend and descend the rocks, and even today, the feeling of being in Meteora is one of pure awe. Walking among these stone pillars and visiting the monastery still in operation is an experience that transcends time. The silence here is deep, broken only by the sound of the wind passing between the rocks. The sensation is almost of being in another world, a place where the worries of daily life disappear and you feel in direct contact with something much greater. Meteora is, without a doubt, one of the most spiritual places in Greece, a true sanctuary suspended between heaven and earth. In ancient times, the Greeks believed the world had a spiritual center, and that center was Delphi. Located at the foot of Mount Parnassus, Delphi was home to the famous oracle, where priestesses in a trance relayed messages from the gods to kings, generals, and common citizens. But Delphi was more than just a place of prophecy. This was the meeting point of all the Greek city-states, and here, competitions and festivals were held in honor of Apollo, the god of light, music, and truth. The ruins of Delphi, with its Temple of Apollo, ancient theater, and stadium, still radiate a unique energy. The surrounding landscape, with steep mountains and deep valleys, creates an almost mystical backdrop. Many visitors claim to feel a special energy here, as if Delphi is still the point of connection between the human world and the divine. Walking among these ancient ruins, it's easy to imagine the oracles uttering cryptic words in ancient Greeks, seeking answers to their deepest dilemmas. Delphi was known as the navel of the world, and even today, the place retains a spiritual power that draws visitors from around the planet. Finally, we arrive at the place where the ancient Greeks believed the gods lived, Mount Olympus. At 2,918 meters, 9,573 feet, Mount Olympus is Greece's highest peak, and according to mythology, it was the home of the gods of the Greek pantheon. Zeus, king of the gods, ruled over all from his throne at the mountain summit. Today, Mount Olympus is a national park and a popular destination for hikers and climbers, but its mythical aura remains untouched. Many who climb the mountain report a sense of reverence and even awe as they approach the top. The climb to Olympus is a spiritual journey in itself. As you ascend, the landscape becomes increasingly barren and rocky until you reach the summit where clouds often gather, creating a mysterious and almost otherworldly atmosphere. The view from the top is breathtaking, and on clear days, you can see the Aegean Sea stretching far into the distance. For the ancient Greeks, this was the closest humans could get to the gods. And even today, there is something truly magical about being on Mount Olympus. It feels as if the presence of the gods is still tangible. After traveling through these magical and immersive lands, we reach the climax of our journey. The true essence of Greece is not just in its stunning landscapes or its ancient ruins. It is in the feeling that these places evoke. Greece is a land where the past is never truly distant, where every stone and every mountain has a story to tell. And as we explore its secrets, we realize that in a way, we are not just traveling through a country, but through a mystical world where time seems not to exist. The pinnacle of this journey is the realization that Greece is not just a destination, it's a spiritual and emotional experience. It is a place where the stories of gods and heroes still echo, where legends blend with reality, and where the present and past meet in an almost magical way. Now, at the end of this journey, it becomes clear why Greece has a unique kind of magic. It's not just because of its breathtaking landscapes, its stunning beaches, or its historical ruins. It's because of how all these elements come together to create a place that seems beyond time and space. Greece is more than just a country. It's a gateway to a world where history, mythology, and nature merge in a unique way. If you're looking for a place that transcends the ordinary, where the real and the imaginary meet, where the past and present walk hand in hand, then Greece is the destination for you. This is Surreal Greece, a land that never stops surprising, enchanting, and inspiring. If you were as enchanted by this journey as we were, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment about which of these incredible places you'd love to visit, and share this video with your friends so they too can discover the secrets of Surreal Greece. Stay tuned for more videos where we'll continue to explore breathtaking destinations around the world. See you on the next adventure.